ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 7-Figure Fashion Business Podcast,
where we talk about the fashion industry and how to get your fashion business to 7 figures.
From manufacturing strategies, cut and sew designers, to fashion hot topics and the latest fashion trends, I'm your host, Monica Monique.
And I'm your host, XYZ. And let's jump into today's episode.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time it is where you are. Good that time to you. Guys, I am finally here talking about Hanifa. And I told you the last time we talked that I was going to talk about Hanifa in the next episode. But developments have been made, and it is not a coincidence that as soon as I go to record, that I see the news that Hanifa has announced that they are closing. They are closing their doors for good. What? I feel like that developed super quickly. Let's listen to this.
I don't really know what's on the horizon.
Let's listen to this clip from The Cut talking about the new development and maybe why she's closing. But yeah, so this is from The Cut social media.
And pausing all production. In a statement to The Cut, Anifa, the designer and founder of the brand, said, "I don't want to rush to prove resilience. I don't want to pretend everything's fine just to keep momentum." So you might be wondering, how did we get here, right? First and foremost, running an independent fashion label, particularly a Black-owned one, is difficult to begin with. Independent designers are up against quite a bit in the industry. In this specific instance, let's go way back to November, okay? Stick with me. The brand hosted this massive sale called Hanifa Friday on Black Friday. It was 45% off of their garments, right? Some of those garments were pre-order, and it noted that their shipping times might take longer. What ended up happening was, apparently, according to Anifa, delays in manufacturing led to delays in shipping, and what was supposed to be weeks turned into months, and January and February rolled around, and some of the customers had not received their orders yet. Anifa says she sent out some communication to customers, but some of it came out too late, according to her. What ended up happening was kind of this massive discourse machine. First and foremost, people were taking to social media to voice their frustration with how late their orders were, and then it kind of snowballed into something else. People were talking about the fit of the brand, talking about whether they prioritized influencers over the actual customers. And some people, according to Anifa, and honestly from what I saw in a lot of comment sections, were attacking her personal character as well. During all of this, the designer is supposed to be on maternity leave. She gave birth in December, but left maternity leave to come back and kind of do crisis control. As of now, she says all the orders have been fulfilled and those not fulfilled have been refunded. And all that said, she has decided to take a step back from the brand. She said she doesn't really know what's on the horizon and she doesn't feel like it's going to be a permanent end to the brand, but she wants to take some time away. Earlier today...
So, as you just heard, this whole situation has led to her literally calling it quits. So, that situation, just to kind of briefly go over it again, she had and has always had, from what I have heard, end of the year massive sale. Her end of the year massive sale in 2025, November 2025, was 45% off. It created an influx of orders. It was noted that these orders would be pre-orders, in which case the orders would take longer to send, maybe 4 to 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks. But when months passed, people took to social media, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, to talk about how they did not receive their packages, how they're upset with the brand. She then, or her company then, put out emails and newsletters about manufacturing issues and other issues that were causing delays, which also made people outraged and upset that they had spent all this money and they weren't getting their item in time for whatever things they had planned for it. If you know me, if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, you know I am the pre-order queen. I am the profit first queen. I preach to people time and time again. If you do not have money to build a brand the way these corporate or funded people who have credit cards or have family money have, then you should do pre-orders. You should design a collection with small pieces and you should promote that collection. Get photo shoots done, use AI, you put it on mannequins, whatever you need to do to promote that collection and advertise it, and see if people will actually buy it, see if they will want it. And as you get those orders and fulfill those orders, profit first. I personally believe is the only way to survive when you don't have an influx of money, credit, or backers. You cannot make 20,000 dresses and just pray and hope that you're going to get 20,000 orders. Even if it's 20 dresses, I think it's a waste of money for you to make 20 dresses hoping to get 20 orders. I think you should make 3 dresses in 3 colors, advertise those, see what people are drawn to, and then make orders as those come in. Now, obviously, you're going to need a team, or at least knowledge of a team that can execute those orders. I'm assuming the people who made your samples, you have to make sure that they're able to fulfill those orders. And also you have to not put thousands of inventory items on your website or wherever you're selling, to the point where if it does go viral, if it does sell 1,000 items, now you're screwed, because that manufacturing company, they only had the capacity to make 100. Now you have 1,000 orders, 2,000 orders, just in case. You probably thought, and this is what people do, you probably thought, oh, what's the harm if I put there's 2,000 available? Well, the harm is this situation. You get all these orders for items that you put as available. Yes, now you have all the money too, but now you don't have a team to fulfill it. I sometimes do this. But anytime that this happens, I hire another seamstress, tailor, manufacturing team in order to fulfill those orders. Now, I have the capacity to fulfill those orders, and I have the resource to hire and know teams of manufacturers that can fulfill if I get much more orders than need be. I got so many people in my, I want to say, handbook, but really I don't even know the word, but like Rolodex, whatever. I have so many people who I have come in contact with through business, through entrepreneurship, through connections, that are excellent seamstresses, tailors, manufacturers, fashion business leaders, from being in the space for so long. So if I do so happen to oversell something that I promoted as a pre-order, I can, at the snap of a finger, put a team in place to get them orders out by the end of the week, if not by the end of the next 2 weeks. Now, if you're not set up for that, don't put that you got 2,000 available. For me, even the times where I have fulfilled those orders, right? Like I put that I had, let's say, 1,000 available, and then I had to hurry up and scramble and hire more people last minute. I took the rest off of the website, and then I put, okay, my next drop will be, let's say, January 1st. So let's say I did the same thing for Black Friday, right? Let's say I did the same thing that she did. I over promoted or oversold. I would not put that my next drop isn't going to be until after those orders are fulfilled, right? So let's say I fulfilled all those orders. Then when I did the next drop for January 1st, I would have it be at least 10 to 15% more in price. So something that was $100 would be now $115. If it was $200, it would be now $230. And then with that increase in price, I would also have less items available, and it would sell out quicker. And then moving forward, I would anticipate, or be able to anticipate, the sales of that item, so that my team and whatever extra team I may have hired can be ahead of the orders. You can't make the same mistake every year and not learn your lesson. From what I'm hearing, the same thing happens every year. Her big sale happens every year. Well, if that is true, then why are we not learning our lessons? Why are we not putting less inventory? In addition, she is postpartum. This sale was in November. She had her baby in December. Now all these things started happening. The commotion that happened online happened in January and February. I feel like I am heartbroken about that. So many women go through postpartum depression not dealing with this, dealing with much smaller issues because of their hormones and things that are happening in their body after they deliver a child. So for her to have to go through this in addition to just having a baby, I feel very saddened that this is happening, because I do agree that pre-order is the best and smartest way to move in your business if you do not have a ton of financial backing. I do believe it is the smartest and wisest way to count your money before you spend it. I do think that is a very smart plan. Obviously, this thing didn't work out. Manufacturing teams failed. Production failed, shipping failed, and unfortunately, she had to go back into work after having a child and try to work on all these things, to the point where now, in addition to everything that's happening with her team, which probably disappointed her, she also has quit. And I think that she probably has quit because at the end of the day, y'all not gonna keep talking bad about me when I don't even gotta do this. Y'all beg me for dresses. Y'all praise the looks. Y'all praise this, that, the third, the design aesthetic, the vibe that she has been creating for you women, beautiful, lovely women, for these years. Now she do one thing wrong and we all got to get online and talk about how much we hate this brand, dislike her. Oh, now the size been off. Oh, now the size has been wrong. Like, let's be serious. Y'all love Hanifa, and y'all been loving her dresses, and now y'all messed it up for the rest of us, because I would gladly wait 6 months. Now, I'm a fashion designer. I'm in the trade, so I have a lot of grace when it comes to fashion designers. But now y'all messing it up for me, because I ain't really get the Hanifa dresses that I always wanted, and now I'm not going to have them. Now I got to look at the vintage space. I hope her vintage resale rate go up like crazy. I hope that purple sweater dress with the fringe that Sarah Jessica Parker wore goes up for $2,000 now. Because I hope you can't get your hands on a Hanifa dress without paying the cost. I hope for the years to come, if you got a Hanifa, you part of a small group of people that still has a original Hanifa dress, because she only had a 5-year run but had a 45-year legacy. I hope that this proves that her brand was important and took up space within the fashion industry. Let's listen to some more opinions, because the internet has been talking, so let's let them talk.
Every single day. I just saw the post where Anifa, founder of Hanifa, said that they're closing until further notice. And I am honestly enraged. I'm so upset. So if you didn't know, I did a video talking about Hanifa and the so-called scandal. At the very least, the backlash that occurred as a result of the pre-orders during the sales event at the end of the year. A lot of rah-rah, chit-chat, hooting and hollering was going on TikTok that I responded to, not on TikTok intentionally, because I understood how the algorithm was going and how it was privileging the negative commentary, and I didn't want to be a part of it. So I decided a long form video was better. In that video, I did my best to provide a nuanced analysis, because this is a social media platform, baby. Nuance cannot be gathered here, despite what you think. So I took it to a long form platform intentionally, so that I could share some nuance that I thought was important.
She's going to have to get to the point before the point gets missed.
Number one, that we can hold any business accountable, and we should. But we have to also understand how grace is deserved and should be provided to Black businesses and Black women-owned businesses at that, who oftentimes are doing the most with least. the smallest amount of venture capital, bank loans, investments, with a knowledge and understanding and a skill set around running a business administratively, how hard it is to make said business profitable. And what I said in that video, what I said was this: keep this same motherfucking smoke you have for Hanifa for Jeff Bezos. When you get shipped an incorrect item from Amazon, when the item comes to you broken, when the package is lost in the mail. Oh, but you don't want to fucking do that. That trash you just got from Shein that was made for a landfill before it even reached your fucking house, you're okay with that. That's not a problem. We're going to just get online and dogpile a Black woman business owner. It is absolutely enraging. And what I said in that video was, we can hold accountability and grace simultaneously. Bitch, can you walk and chew gum? I am sorry that you didn't get your order on time. But hey, it was a pre-order. And it's not okay. Because many of y'all had no problem bopping into Target. Many of y'all have no problem dealing with these white mega multi-million-dollar businesses that have done worse, played in your face every single day. You have no problem with that. And
Okay. That one, her social media is called Politics and Fashion. Politics and is spelled correctly, and fashion is spelled FSHN.
internalize
FSHN, just so you know. And it says her name is Tashira. Let's listen to somebody else's take.
Her business indefinitely. I don't know if y'all seen the news about Anifa, but she is.
Her background too loud.
The Hanifa situation, and I see that she's saying that she's taking a pause, and hopefully she'll be back. And you know, I really do want to say that I hope that she does come back. I think that she has a beautiful brand, and I think that a lot of her pieces are so fire.
Okay. See, everybody want to talk nice now. Everybody want to talk nice now. And she said, all right, I'm done with you. But y'all wasn't talking nice yesterday, 2 days ago, a week ago, a month ago. Y'all was all dragging her for, oh, the orders are taking too long. The orders are taking too long. This why that. Oh, do. Now she said, all right, I'm done with it. Now everybody like, well, wait a minute. Why would you quit, girl? We just playing. No, you wasn't just playing. You was dragging a woman who just had a child 2 months ago about a dress that you ordered that wasn't going to kill you. And sometimes when I want to put this voicemail on my store phone number, because I really think that people think about clothes and fashion too deeply. I want to put a voicemail on my store number that says, if this is a fashion emergency, please hang up and call 911. Because just as much as 911 dispatchers will care about this fashion emergency, is just as much as I will care. We will have the same amount of caring. Me and the 911 dispatcher, because it is literally not an emergency. It's a dress. You can get a different dress. You can get this dress later and you will still be okay. The fact that you are emotionally tied to getting this order when you want this order just shows that you have no life. No life. And I have a life. And it is more important than this order. Let's listen to another person.
Just a little while ago, the CEO of Hanifa has announced that they're putting the business on pause indefinitely. And I personally am very happy for her, because that is one of the best decisions you can make in business. Because that means that you have the ability to make that choice rather than that choice being made for you. So this all happened because of the issues with orders where customers were very unhappy with their experience, despite the company doing their best to communicate. And in her message, she also acknowledged like, hey, we didn't do the best job we could have done, but also the internet did not do the best job they could have done in discussing this, and it turned into something completely different, and it was very difficult to manage. And that's something that you can read in the message. I'm not going to touch on that here. But what I am going to touch on is Entrepreneurship is hard. And I think that we are going to continue to see things like this happen as people decide, you know what, is this worth it? And I'm a person who also dealt with this. I silently just walked away from my business and I don't talk about it because it is traumatic. Entrepreneurship is traumatic. But to be in a position where you can walk away from it and say, I'm putting this on pause. I chose to do this. I looked and decided I needed more time, or that I need to address these systems, or that I don't want to do this anymore and I have to decide if I want to continue to do this work. You have to have already been successful and built up the best possible product and engine in the first place. Like, do you understand how powerful it is for her to be able to say, I'm choosing to walk away from this right now and I'll decide when I want to come back? Okay, girl, I see you. I'm proud of you. Just a little while ago,
Okay, so this creator, which by the way, I love her opinion. Her name is Yalitza, YELITSA, but her @ on TikTok is the Yalitza. So it's THEYELITSA. Love it. Her opinion is my opinion. I am happy that Hanifa has walked away. I am happy that she is putting herself first. Her name is Anifa and not Hanifa. However, the brand is Hanifa with an H, but the actual creator's name is Anifa, just with the A. Anyway, I personally am happy that she's walking away. I love a good FU to the people that swear you work for them. The one thing about entrepreneurship that I think people don't realize is while you don't have a boss, technically, you also have a million bosses. All of your customers become your boss. I think that y'all don't realize the pressure and the weight that comes with having a million bosses. Everybody got something to say. And you as a business owner want to be accommodating, but it's really hard when everybody got an opinion. And if a lot of those opinions are negative, then it is even heavier to deal with. So I do think the good thing about this is I hope people will see people don't got to deal with your negative review. People don't have to deal with your constant criticism. People don't have to just take it. Business owners don't just have to take it. All money is not good money. And the more common sense you have to realize that your life and your family and your kids and your well-being and your mental health is more important than this money and this business, the better off you will be. Never stay in a business, and I'm speaking directly to like fashion business owners, entrepreneurs, never stay in a business strictly for the money. If it is not adding value to your life, if it is not adding joy to your life, if it is not bringing you peace and blessings and just happiness overall, let it go and find something that is. I really hope that people can reflect on how they spoke about her and how they spoke about her business, because in my opinion, it was all uncalled for. I personally, again, believe that pre-order is the smartest way for Black businesses or underfunded businesses to survive. But I also have to acknowledge, yes, she did mess up in certain areas, or her company did, because how do we not know? She most likely put 2, 3, 4 people in charge of this situation after she went on maternity leave. Those people failed her. Not only did they fail her, but they failed her business to the point where she closed it because y'all dropped the ball. I highly doubt that she went on maternity leave without trying to put other systems in place and other people in place to handle issues while she was out. But those issues were not handled. Those issues were not addressed. They were not fast enough, quick enough, smart enough. And in a maybe hormonal state, emotional state, mental state of technically weakness, because she is bringing another life into this world, she still had to pick up the ball and try to make 3-pointers every 5 seconds. She still had to try to save the game. I'm glad she walked off the court. I'm glad. And I really do hope and pray that y'all run her brand resale items up. I hope every Hanifa dress on eBay, Depop, Facebook Marketplace, Mercari, the real, I don't know, a whole bunch of reselling platforms. I hope it goes up to thousands. I hope y'all don't ever get another Hanifa collection, so you can value the creativity and the style that she brought to her brand aesthetic then. Let me know your opinion. Y'all know where to find me, either on YouTube or Instagram. More than likely YouTube will get a reply though, for sure. Let me know your opinion. I will see you next week. Bye.